Because he's been lip syncing to Jonathan Bailey all week and I've been eating it up. He's too good at that.
Somebody in our comments, but I need to know if Desi voted for Andy.
And that made me laugh. Like, Bruno was like, that was a wonderful illusion. I was like, that's kind of brutal.
And that's exactly what we are never going to get from Andy. I'm so sorry, but like, it's just not. Sorry,
No, please go off.
Happy Wicked Night! Brought to you by your local Alfie and Glinda.
Alfie and Glinda.
Unfortunately, Alfie's hat doesn't stay on, so.
Yeah, and I got my headphones, so.
All right, what was this? Week 6?
Week 6 Wicked Night. Lots of promo, but lots of fun.
I think, once again, we have to just talk about the elimination.
We're here every single week, pretty much discussing up the same thing. Because the more it continues, the more frustrating it tends to become.
Seriously. Also, give this man a break, y'all.
He looks tired. Literally, I keep saying this. I'm like, oh, this would be a great number they go out on. This one would be great. This one was really nice because he got like his highest scores of the season. He got 3 7s and a 6, which was great for Andy getting 3 freaking 7s. I was like, this one's great to go home, and he's still here.
Like, it's a great dance for him. He's still nowhere near the level of competition that everybody else is at. Don't get me wrong, like, Scott hasn't been doing great. Like, I predicted Scott to go home soon as well.
Yeah.
But he was still better than Andy.
Like, Scott got 4 7s tonight. Andy was only 1 point down from Scott.
Scott also went first.
Which is, again,
which we all know that, like, going first is hard. Like, the person who goes first is probably always going to get a lower score than, like, they really deserve for the week.
I think it really does show, again, like, the extent of how much everyone loves Andy. Like, it's just, I didn't realize how strong it was until this week. And then, like, I keep seeing just the strength of the Andy voters being tested, and they just keep pushing it.
They are out here. And we beat another voting record.
I'm waiting for us to get hit the day that we're not going to break a freaking record.
I feel like the voting is rigged. Like, there are so many more people voting this season, and with every episode too. And for Andy to be like still beating out these people with his audience votes alone, basically tells me like there are so many people that are clearly voting only for Andy and for nobody else, and we're still getting this record. Like, if you think about it, like, those 100,000 or 100 million votes, those are counting the individual text messages that are sent. So it's counting 10 for somebody who votes for Andy 10 times. Like, we would be getting even more of a record if all of those people that were voting only for Andy were actually voting for every contestant. Like, we'd be at this astronomical number. Which is what tells me, I know y'all are out there, like, stealing your friends' phones and, like, making everybody vote 10 times for Andy. I know that, like, y'all are making me mad.
And because the longer he stays in there, I think the more determined people are to keep him in there. They're like, we've made it this far, I think we can do it.
I'm always one that preaches, like, it's not that serious. When people get mad about, like, people who have dance experience on the show, I'm like, guys, it's just a show. It's not that serious. But also, like, there's so many people that I keep seeing that are like, I'm just voting for him because I think it would be really funny if he's in the finale. I would think it would be funny if he wins. I'm like, y'all, this is not a joke. Like, it's not that serious.
A little
but
bit
also, like, it's a little serious.
It's a little serious. Like, people are going home. People who, like, are capable of becoming extremely good dancers are going home. One thing, because again, I turned off the TikTok live and I was talking to my sister, and she's like, I think people are just voting for him for the bit to see how far he can go, and I can see that. That being said, I feel like people really do love his dances, and I know that's not an excuse, but like they make me so happy. And I know I said this, like, Andy versus Floria when we were like, which one of them's gonna go home? I was like, Laura is technically a really good dancer. Andy not so much, but Andy makes me feel more. I still feel like Andy still makes me feel more than some of the people who are still there currently.
Andy's still such an amazing entertainer.
And that's not going to change.
Like, kind of, he makes people smile.
That's his job.
He's bringing entertainment, but
it is a dance competition at the end of the day. And I want to see the people who are capable of growing into incredible dancers meet that potential, because that is what the show is
exactly
kind of for.
Like, that's what I look forward to every week too. Like, when I'm sitting down to watch every week, I'm excited to see like how each person has leveled up, improved even more, how they're gonna do with a different style than they had the week before. With Andy, as much as like he makes us all smile,
it's not going up. It's
he's
like
improving by like slight amounts, but in this grand scheme of things, he's not improving like the rest of this competition is. And so for me, I'm getting a little bored of him. As entertaining as his dance tonight was, I'm still getting a little bit bored because I'm like,
we can't see a transformation with him.
I'm thinking about the dance that Lauren could have pulled out this week.
Because, like, one thing that, again, pulls me into this competition is the transformative experience. And we saw so much of that tonight. Like, a lot of the scores tonight went up significantly. We saw some 10s. We saw a lot of 9s. We're starting to see that growth. And, like, I just feel so happy for these people. And, frankly, like, I adore Andy, but he's not going to get to that point. And we're not going to see as much of a transformation from him. He's just going to keep delivering the same constant happiness that we really love. And like, I feel like we as people, we love like a consistent source of like happiness. But what I expected from dedication night that we didn't quite get was the transformative experience and the bumped up scores. We got that this week, and it's really exciting, and I'm really rooting for these people now.
Take a look at Danielle, for example. She's been riding towards the bottom for the last couple of weeks. She was at risk of going home a couple of times, possibly. She survived, and then this week, she pulls out a stellar Argentine tango and gets 4 9s. Last week, she had 3 7s and an 8. That's the improvement and the jump that I'm excited to see each week, and that's exactly what we are never going to get from Andy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but like it's just not gonna happen. And imagine if he had beat out Danielle and we never got to see her dance.
Because that was a real possibility that we were scared of like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. We're like, she could be out. And then we would have never gotten this from her, which I think would have been a real loss.
Scott's dance tonight wasn't my favorite. But I still saw like potential in him that who knows about next week he could have had that same breakthrough moment. There's our rant on the elimination. Go ahead, beat me up. I don't care. Speaking of Scott,
he opened the night.
Which I also want. Oh, guest judge. What did we think of John Chu?
I was a little scared, of course. I mean, Wicked is his movie. I get a little fearful of guest judges that don't have ballroom experience. That being said, I loved his critiques. He looked very on par in terms of scoring with the other judges, which I appreciated. I really did like his critiques.
Yeah, I agree. I always worry when we have a guest judge that's not a ballroom dancer because
they can sometimes score like super high or low. Like
he did a pretty good job, and I think he understood the fact that he doesn't know ballroom and tried to stick to performance quality and storytelling angles when he was giving his critiques. He wasn't out here trying to critique technique because he
can't do that.
I don't know what the hell he was talking about.
And I was also scared because it was like, ooh, we could see some 10s this week, and it's like, what if the guest judge is the only one who gives out a 10 first, and that's the first 10 of the season? I was terrified, and so I'm really glad that didn't happen. I mean, he did give out a 10, but he wasn't the first one to do it, and he was on par with everyone else.
They also decided for the performance order tonight, they decided to put it in order of the story, which I think was a great way to do it. I also appreciated that throughout the night we had Alfonso and actors from the movie kind of helping explain like where the plot is with each of these songs.
Yeah.
And I think for Wicked fans, some people might have like found that kind of annoying, but we can also recognize that there's most likely a very large part of the audience had not seen Wicked, has no idea what it's about. And so I think that was really good choice on their part to not make those audience members feel like they're totally lost and out of the loop on the entire episode.
I really loved it. I'm seeing as like Dancing with the Stars has a huge fan base now. We're like, let's get some of those people who love ballroom now into the musical theater scene, the movie musical theater scene. I loved it. I know it was very promo-y tonight, but I was really appreciative of how they did it.
Scott started us off. He did a contemporary to The Wizard and I. My first note for him was that this didn't really feel like contemporary to me. And I feel like that might be because of the song choice. It didn't feel like a very contemporary style song either, but it definitely came across as more jazz to me. He missed a couple steps here and there. You could kind of see him just get off a little bit. His moves were disconnected. The judges said this too, that like he was kind of doing one thing and then like doing the next thing and then doing the next thing instead of letting it all flow together. And I thought he needed just more control.
I didn't get a great look at it because I was a little distracted during the live stream. I had some friends come in, but from the glances that I saw at the TV, it looked like what he did well. He did well. That's all I got. I liked Riley's costume. I liked his costume.
A lot of people in our chat were saying it was really good.
I thought it was one of his better ones.
I thought it was one of his better ones, but I still was like,
it was still
for the halfway mark in the competition, I was still looking for a little bit more from him.
It's done to a point.
My face looked a little like this whole time. Sorry to see him go, because I adore his personality. And I think he's such a fun presence on the show.
And I'll miss the TikToks. I just left him.
Scott will miss you.
Oh, he got 4 7s.
Following the storyline, Alex did a jazz to What Is This Feeling?
I have mixed opinions on it.
She got 3 9s. She got 3 9s and an 8.
I thought it was very theatrical, which I loved. I really loved the choreography. It was a great performance. I wish I kind of got to see her dance a little bit more. Like, again, it was hard because it was jazz, right? I don't know. I just feel like it was very theatrical, which was great from someone who loves theater. But from a dance perspective, I just like wanted to see her do more.
I thought it was a little limited.
I know she can do more, which is kind of frustrating. And so I felt like the scores were a little high. I thought she did great with what she had.
Yeah, I think her execution was beautiful. And the storytelling was on point. Great storytelling. I just thought it was kind of limited.
Yeah.
They never even touched the actual ballroom floor. They were up on the platform the whole time. Their dance was just kind of all happening in this one very small space. And I wish I had just seen them use more of the space and like dance across the floor a bit more.
Again, like this is a number in the movie where I feel like they use a lot of the space. We have this whole like courtyard and they're like racing like kind of across it in terms of choreography. And I'm like, why are we like in this little bubble the whole time? It felt crammed.
I also just felt like there were moments in there that could have very easily that were kind of stationary that I feel like could have been more motion. For what the dance was, for the choreography that was decided, beautiful execution.
Carrie-Anne said it was her best dance. I'm like, did we forget about Disney Night? Did we forget about her contemporary last week?
Now, Carrie-Anne did point out that it was not her most complicated dance, which I think we also agree. With more jazz, we had a lot of jazzes tonight. How many? 3 jazzes tonight. Plus a contemporary that felt like a jazz. So.
Yeah, fitting for musical theater, I suppose. Robert
was dancing through life. And boy was he.
Oh, but I knew he was gonna like nail this character because he's been lip syncing to Jonathan Bailey all week and I've been eating it up. He's too good at that. He's really good at it.
Like since they first announced the themes for this season, everybody has been saying that Robert has to dance to this song. I'm so glad they listened to us all because we were right. I thought that this was outstanding. Of course, it's jazz.
It's jazz.
And jazz kind of has no rules, and you can do whatever you want, and it doesn't have technique that you have to follow, which is exactly why I think it was hard for the judges to give it a 10. It's not the most difficult of style because you have like no specific like rules and technique that you're supposed to do with it. So I understand the scores that he got. He got 4 9s, but I had no notes. Props to Whitney on the choreography. She had props, she had set pieces, seated moments, other dancers, not only other dancers in the background, but there were moments where he was dancing with other dancers that weren't Whitney.
Oh, which is really impressive because sometimes they get locked in with their like one partner and they really struggle doing anything with other people. So that was really fun.
I feel like it really captured like this scene. The storytelling was all there. He was Fiyero.
Mm-hmm. I will say the troupe, oh my gosh, or like all the eliminated pros, the troupe, they're literally performing like almost this whole musical tonight.
Oh my gosh, they were in so many of these. Like, they are putting in the work. Not to mention the opening number.
Oh my gosh.
Which was
phenomenal.
Also outstanding.
And it was choreographed by the movie choreographer?
Christopher Scott.
Oh.
Who, you know what else Christopher Scott has choreographed? I mean, many things. Teen Beach Movie.
He did
Teen Beach Movie, aka Cruising for a Bruisin'.
I had no idea. Oh my god.
That's why I've always known exactly who Christopher Scott is anytime like his name is brought up. So when I heard that Christopher Scott was choreographing Wicked the movie, I was like, the guy from Teen Beach Movie. Big fan of his. We got our first 10s of the season.
I think that these were well deserved.
Whitney did a quick step to popular. She got 3 10s and a 9. This dance was outstanding.
It was really good.
It was incredible. It threw me off a little bit when the music changed and it was like so fast. I'm not saying that that was a bad choice or anything. I actually liked it. It just threw me off when it first happened, so I feel like I kind of lost my attention.
This is the only kind of arrangement that differed from what we know traditionally, because of course Mark did it. Mark loves to do this. But this rendition of Popular was very different than the normal Popular that we know, so it felt very quick-steppy. One thing I don't like about the themes, which we touched on before, is that sometimes the songs do not match the dance styles, and it's hard to dance to, and I feel like it's hard on the stars. And even though everyone in the group chat, or everyone in our live stream was just like not vibing with the arrangement, I understand that. However, it was so quick-steppy that it made it a quick step easier to do than if you tried to do the quick step to the actual song the way it's arranged for the film, and then she could have suffered as a result. So
I also feel like our pros need, I don't know how much musical assistance they get, but I feel like they could maybe use a little bit more, because we do still see a lot of these songs like feel like they're not matching very well, or feel like they could use a different arrangement. I know that Mark has like music experience. Like, he's a musician, he's a singer. Apparently he's in a band with his wife. I had no idea. But like, he knows music and he knows music theory. So when he gets a song, he has that like music mind to be able to like completely change the arrangement and just do all that work himself and then hand it to the band and say, here you go. These other pros, they're dancers and they're phenomenal professional dancers, but they don't have that music knowledge to be able to like come up with another arrangement. They may have like some ideas. I don't know. I feel like they could use a little bit more assistance maybe in helping to alter these songs when needed. Because I am in support of changing the arrangements to fit styles.
because they've been so difficult this season, I feel like. And Whitney's already incredible. She's already amazing. But it's like, if you made a different couple on or tonight do a quick step to popular, it probably would have been to the like movie arrangement, and I think they would have struggled a little bit.
I also want to point out, a lot of people complain about the use of covers, as they say. They're like, why are they always using covers instead of... I don't quite understand, because every single episode they shout out Ray Chu live, showing you that it's all played live. So I don't know what you don't get about playing music live. Sorry,
No, please go off.
I get mean sometimes, and it's not intentional. Yeah, they don't use the originals sometimes for copyright, a lot of the time for copyright purposes, but also there's such a beauty in the fact that they're all dancing to a live band playing their songs. Mm-hmm. It also gives them the flexibility to change the songs. They have to shorten them. They often have to change a tempo or change it a little bit to match the style or whatever it may be, cut it here and there. The beauty of a live band is so special. And yeah, everybody's over here like, I wish it was actually so-and-so singing.
I get that it's hard through the TV, like it just feels like a cover, but I'm sure if you're in there in person listening to this music live and then watching the couples like dance to this live music, it's just a different energy.
Y'all need to get on Travis Garland's TikTok or Instagram, post them everywhere.
Oh, right.
He's one of the singers, and I'm a big Felicia Barton fan too, but specifically Travis posts videos all the time of him singing for the dances. He'll record them during like dress rehearsal of him singing, and he'll put the performance video like in the corner, so you can actually like see him singing the songs for these performances. Put some respect on that man's name, because he is incredibly talented, but also I love his videos because it gives you a little bit more insight into the amount of work that these musicians put into all this live music. It's
impressive, and I don't think the show gives them enough credit. I know they get their cute little shout out every week, but it's like people are not getting it, and they are not getting enough credit, because they especially tonight put in a whole bunch of work.
I want to see more of them. Obviously, we only have so much time in the show, but
I would love to take away a commercial break, to be honest.
They are rehearsing almost just as much as the dancers. And they're out here like rehearsing the songs for like 2 weeks from now. Not surprised. I'm a little disappointed that she was the first one to get 10. Not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised.
I'm like, guys, I'm not a Whitney hater. I love her. I think her dances are phenomenal. I love a little bit of unexpected...
like an underdog moment.
...variation in the scoreboard. Mm-hmm. Next up, Dylan did a rumba to I'm Not That Girl, which I think was also the first rumba we've seen, too.
Yeah, I think so. We got some new styles this week, which is really fun. I know that he did some stuff, or I don't know. I know it wasn't his best dance. I really loved it. I really loved it. Not only am I obsessed with this song, I love Danny's costume. I loved his costume. And we know that Dylan is great at his hip movements. And so he did that really well, I think. And Danny's the most beautiful dancer ever. I'm obsessed with her. And with the song choice and the choreography, I'm obsessed with this dance. I'm so obsessed with it. I don't care that it was not his best dance. I just loved him.
I think as a whole, it was a great dance. I thought it was beautiful. I enjoyed it very much. I do see where the judges are coming from. I fall for it every time. The Danielle Karagash effect hits me every time. I always catch myself watching her, and then I realize I'm not watching Dylan. So I made a very conscious effort this time to somewhat ignore Daniela. I still saw what she was, but I was trying so hard to focus on Dylan and pay attention to what he was doing. And my consensus is, one, he needs a bit more fluidity. He needs more of that fluid motion between each of his moves, connecting them really well, and just a little bit overall more fluid in his body. He's got those hips down really well, but the same thing we saw whenever he did the last Latin dance he did was that he needs it a bit more through his whole body.
Yeah.
I also, while Daniela was beautiful and they were pulling out some really beautiful images, they were all reliant on her, which is part of being the female or the follower in a dance like this. But watching him specifically, I just felt like we needed more content for him. There was a specific moment, and I think it was towards the end, that they had Daniela do, like, the shapes were moving a lot because she kind of went from one thing to the next to the next. But if you look at Dylan, he was just kind of in this one spot the whole time. And it was kind of like boom, 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 boom. And she was just kind of doing everything around him. Again, kind of part of the dynamic, but I think there could still be a bit more of an effort to, like, have him do more.
He had this one moment that did really make me laugh. I called it in my notes his little ballerina moment. It was towards the beginning. He was doing like these chaînés, and it just kind of felt out of place. It made me laugh, and therefore I had a great time. I was like, but compared to the rest of his dance, I'm like, why is he doing this? Because it doesn't feel like it fits, and he's not doing it spectacularly. It's not the rumba. It just looked like he was doing these cute little ballerina chaînés. I was like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But it made me laugh. It was really funny. I don't disagree with the scores, but I just, as a whole, I love the dance, and a large part of that is Daniela. I just love her.
I need Dylan to, like, get on her level, which is impossible. We then follow up with Andy doing a jazz to One Short Day.
He's running out of styles. He has run out of styles. What else? What are they going to throw at him next week?
Exactly. One of the reasons that I think he finally got a higher score this week is because he was doing a jazz.
Oh, for sure.
I think it was his best style, and I think he did for Andy. He did really well.
Well, because they said that, like, this is the first time. Yes. He didn't miss anything.
Exactly. He was in time. He hit all the movements. He was, like, right up there with all the other dancers. It was so fun.
There was a kick line.
It was one short day. Like, that is such a fun number. But I will point out that Emma's choreo was quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was, at one point, I think it was right before the kick line, that she just did a kind of like step, step, and then a, and I'm like, that's like this, like, most basic jazz choreo that you could have picked. And he did well at it, but, like, again, it's just not at the level of everybody else.
The kick line was fine. I thought Bruno was like, that was a wonderful illusion. I was like, that's kind of brutal.
I know, that comment really got me. I mean, I know he was trying to play into, like, the whole idea of Oz, and, like, that's what Oz is. It's an illusion. But, like, that came off. I was like, oh. But, like, also he was kind of right.
Well, he's right. But do you have to say it?
Yes. Because, it was an illusion. Emma threw in all these props and all these other dancers and a kick line, and it was all a big show to make it look better than it actually was.
Wonderful.
Don't get me wrong, it was very enjoyable. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it very much, but it does not live up to the level of dancing these other contestants are producing, and that's my statement. Somebody in our comments, I think it was like as Andy went or like right after. Somebody in our comments, but I need to know if Desi voted for Andy.
That made me laugh. Like,
you don't get to know.
But Andy did get 3 7s and a 6, which was his highest score.
3 7s. Not just 1 7, 3 7s. So, good job, Andy, I guess. My favorite dance of the night.
This was insane.
I think Elaine did a contemporary to Defying Gravity. My jaw was on the floor. My first, the first thing I wrote, it's like scribble. I said, she's in her 50s.
Like, she's so impressive. Not only is, like, her movement quality, I think, getting better, because she was already a good dancer. I think she's getting better, too. She's a great performer. She's in the story. She made this song very personal to her, which, again, always makes the best performances. And Alan choreography, loved his choreography, and was very happy he was not dressed as a flying monkey.
I mean, I thought this was beautiful. Like, she's been doing well at this competition, especially, like, even with her age. But this was really impressive. Like, just seeing her strength and her agility and her quality of movement, especially at the age she is at, like, this was insane. I mean, seeing her, like, those lifts that she was doing and her flexibility and her beautiful lines and her straight legs and her pointed toes.
I'm so happy for her.
I was almost in tears by the end, because also, and somebody in our comments pointed out, like, oh, you can't really judge the ending because she wasn't dancing. Like, that's fine. Whatever. Like, yes, I get it. I agree. But the little ode to the stage show,
that was
I loved, because obviously we all know that this is a movie adaptation of a Broadway show, but like, we're so highlighting the movie, which it was a huge box office hit. We all love it. The next one's coming out. They're advertising it. Yada yada yada. But like, this was a Broadway show first, and I love that they put that in there.
One thing I will say is, like, some of these dances were very theatrical, and I'm like, it's taking us a while to get into the dance, or there's less dancing because there's so many props or whatever. But I think there was so much difficult choreography throughout this whole dance that I don't care that she was doing the whole thing at the end, which just was the cherry on top. I think it would be different if the choreography wasn't as hard, if it wasn't so insane. Like,
she may not have been actively dancing during that portion at the end, but it added so much to the overall performance, and like, that's a huge part of it too. Like, and she did the dancing part. Like, she did that. Her dance could have ended before that ending moment, and I think it still would have gotten the same scores.
Yeah, and so just a little
like, that was just a little extra moment that they're able to throw in now because they just have a little bit more time in the show.
It was so cool.
My favorite moment, she did this one move where she like fell straight back.
The trust
and like Alan like kept
jaw on the floor when I was like, again,
I loved that part. Oh.
That was so smart. Like, again, great job from Elaine, but also Alan choreography. I loved it.
She got 4 9s.
Oh, I wanted her to get a 10. I don't know.
I thought she deserved a 10 in there, especially since we'd already seen a 10 tonight. Like I said, that was my favorite dance of the night. I thought it was better than Whitney's. Outstanding. I will be watching it 100 times.
Jen
and Jan did a foxtrot to As Long As You're Mine. Like, she's a tough one for me.
Yeah, I feel for her because she was really frustrated last week. She, in her package, she's like, I want harder choreography so I can show people what I can do, because people are really getting on Jan for his choreography. It's his first season. Like, other pros choreography, incredible. I don't think he's at that level. A lot of the judges were telling Jen it's just not just the choreography, it's like how she's doing it. But anyway,
my other thought on the choreography portion here is that Jan is not a bad choreographer. He's putting together like good choreographed dances. It's the fact that this is specific ballroom styles that I think is where his choreography is struggling. And I really wonder what his ballroom background is like, because I just feel like he's missing the mark with the styles a lot of the time. So yeah, she kind of has a disadvantage of having a first-year partner.
That being said, it's not just the choreography though, which I think, again, Derek
also,
said
she
texture
had a costume malfunction.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna point that out.
What happened to her?
You didn't notice it?
No.
I noticed it towards the end. Her skirt was like caught on her heel for like a solid amount of time.
I didn't even notice. So I guess it's prop to her because I had no idea. I do think this was a better dance for her. Like, One of my favorites I've seen from her for sure.
Oh.
But they just feel like motions. They feel like motions. I want her to connect to the performance. I want her to feel the movements in her body. And they all look the same. I think that's what Derek was talking about with textures. Like, they're all moving in the same way. And it feels like it visually, when I like to see like waves in a dance, I want to go up and I want to go down. It just kind of feels kind of flat.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of personality in her dancing, and yeah, week after week she just like, she doesn't wow me in any way. She's just kind of there.
She's one of the weaker ones. I was gonna say Andy, Scott, and Jen are the weakest.
Yeah, especially after Miss Danielle.
Like, I was so over the moon for her because she just looked ecstatic.
She did an Argentine tango to No Good Deed, which is the first Argentine tango we've seen.
Fun.
I had some personal thoughts, but apparently the judges disagreed with me.
Me same.
Which I'm happy to see, because I love seeing that she got 4 9s.
I'm so happy for her. I was thrilled for her, but I was like listening to the judges be like, oh. So this dance was it was Argentine tango, so there was a lot of lifts and a lot of the flickies.
Which is
I
tough.
felt like the flickies were kind of slow. They looked difficult for her, and then some of the lifts looked kind of wonky, and when they were placed back down, it looked like she stumbled quite a bit. Like, every time she was placed down, they didn't feel like boom, steady. Because I think Argentine tango is very sharp, so when you go up, you go down, and you hit it very firm, and she like wobbled a little bit. And so I was a little confused.
I also felt like there was too many lifts, because I just feel like normally when we see Argentine tango, like there are a lot of lifts and your flickies and stuff, but there's also a lot of still like true dancing in frame in between them all, and I feel like we didn't see
any of that. No.
I also think that this song was hard.
Oh, now I'm just picturing like what Mark would have done with an Argentine tango to this song, how he could have switched up the song, and I think it could be really cool.
But I'm very happy to see her.
I'm thrilled for her.
Towards the top of the leaderboard this week.
Okay, judges, disagree with me all you want, because like I love seeing Danielle on top of her game. So
and she was so excited too. Like, closing out the night was Jordan with a rumba to For Good.
Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous.
This dance was beautiful.
The set was so pretty. I loved the costumes. Once again, Ezra is so incredible at his choreography. I loved their partnership. Jordan felt so confident and comfortable in the dance, like she was owning it, and there was she just moves. I don't even know.
The one thing that I noticed, but I guess the judges didn't, was that I thought that she needed a little bit more isolated hip movements. I felt like I didn't see her hips as much as I normally see in rumba. Apparently I was wrong, because she got 3 10s and 1 9.
There was one moment that I loved in this dance. It was she's like very in the zone, but there was one moment that she was with Ezra and she smiled, but it didn't look like a performance smile. It looked like just like a moment between them, and it just makes me feel like they know the choreography, they know what they're doing, and they can have fun with each other while they're doing this and telling this story. And I just thought it was such a beautiful moment.
I'm so happy that they got 10s. I feel like we kind of expected to get 10s from Whitney. I feel like Jordan's not necessarily one that we expected to get some of the first 10s of the season.
And it's Ezra's first 10 too.
I've been telling people that she's in my prediction for the final 4, and they're like, I don't know about that one.
Do we have proof now? Proof? Because again, they didn't come out of the gate completely swinging. They've been steadily increasing, slow and steady, like sneaking up on you type vibes.
Next week is Halloween night. I want to see a contemporary from Jordan and Ezra.
Ooh,
for Halloween
she can do
next week.
Her bendy, bends and flips and fun with that one.
They would kill that. Especially for Halloween and whatever like spooky character she embodies.
Ezra's creative mind in a contemporary with Jordan Childs as his partner. Oh my gosh.
Give it to me right now.
And Cheryl's guest judging.
Cheryl Burke.
I'm I'm kind of surprised we have another guest. We just had Kim on here, but I like these guest judges who are former Dancing with the Stars pros because they give good critiques. At least it's Cheryl and not some random celebrity.
Anyway, that was tonight.
It was Wicked night.
We had a great time.
It was really fun.
I'd be curious to hear from somebody who hasn't seen Wicked on how they felt about it.
It was incredibly wicked.
And I feel like somebody who doesn't know Wicked was probably very lost.
Lost or not.
Not to mention, like, didn't know any of the music. I'm about to go tune in with my roommate who, quote unquote, hates musicals. So.
Oh, okay, that should be interesting.
We'll see what she thinks about it. All right. Well, we will see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in. And we've hit our halfway point.
Wow.
Bye.